Okay, so as some of you guys know, and as some of you guys probably don't know, obviously most of you don't know, I play on console Overwatch. All right, and that is kind of a part of why I say that I am a casual. Why I do these casual rants videos, because I come home and I play quick play on console, and it's usually 6v6. So I am legitimately one of the most casual players you can possibly think of. All right, and I try and use that to my advantage to get like a niche or whatever. All right, and that's just something that happens. But when you're on console, you are inherently more casual, in my opinion, than PC. I think you can just turn on the game and play Overwatch or whatever, any game you want, and it's a much more casual experience through the console, right? And I believe everyone would agree with that. Most people just come home, most people on console just come home from work or from school and just want to put their feet up and play the game a little bit, which is what I usually do, like, probably 80% of the time. The other 20% I do try and whatever. But, like, most people on console are 40-year-old dads who just want to come home, play the game, and be done with it. Or they're, like, 8-year-old kids who just want to come home and play their favorite little epic Overwatch hero. Well, okay, those aren't the majority of players, but there are a lot of those in console. There's probably way more of those in console than there are on PC, and I'm bringing all this up because it's the landscape of console is weird. This, like, all of these things I just said are kind of known. Like, there's way more of a casual player base on console, but the problem is that there's a lot of them, right? There are so many people that play console Overwatch, and the devs confirm this, that about 45% of the player base is console. I mean, that's almost half, guys. Like, oh, that's half. Okay, believe it or not. And a lot of those experiences of the people just trying to play the game casually are being ruined daily by most of the console player base. And it seems like Blizzard really doesn't care. It seems like they have never cared, and sometimes they feign like they want to care and then just completely give up, or pretend like it never even happened, or even just straight up do the wrong thing. But, you know, I'm mentioning all of these things, all of the casualness of console, to bring up why people already don't take console seriously, right? Like, there's already people who make fun of console and say that consoles are not the appropriate way to play pretty much any game competitively, solely because there is a subset of the community, or a large subset of the community, that are pretty much just people getting on just to play the game. And it's true, right? Like, most people are just getting on to play the game. No one's taking it, not as many people are taking the game seriously in console Overwatch. So the people who do take it seriously get kind of clowned on by players on PC, right? That's just how it's always been. That's how it will always be. And I think that that's okay to an extent, right? Like my take on it is that the lowest of lows in console are way worse than the lowest of lows on PC, and it's for the people that I just mentioned, the people that just get on and don't even put on headphones or whatever. But I think that the higher tier of console gameplay, not professionals, because we don't really have real professionals. We have a few scrim teams that scrim each other and whatnot, and sometimes they go and they play against PC lobbies, but we don't have, like, the Koreans, right? And if we ever do, then they move over to PC so that they can become pros. But, like, I believe that our top 500 is pretty much almost as good as any other top 500. Like, I think legitimately our best players can compete with the best players on PC. And I think it's probably anywhere from, like, Masters up, I would say, is where the gap tightens. But anywhere from Diamond below, I mean, I think PC wipes. Like, I think a Silver on PC is way better than a console Silver, but, like, that I could be wrong, but that's where I think it ends. That's where I think it ends and starts, is Masters and up. I think that, you know, the players are good enough to where there's not a noticeable skill gap. The only way you'd be able to tell is because we obviously have clunky movement. But regardless, I think the game knowledge is all there from, like, Masters up. Maybe higher, but you know, the higher the player base, the closer the gap. We'll leave it at that. But it doesn't matter when you have people that only focus on the casual aspect of console. And not only that, But the people that are playing casually are having everything ruined by the people that are not playing it casually on console. And what do I mean by that? Okay, I mean that the top 500 section, or even just the Masters and Up section, or the whatever, the higher elo of console, is absolutely dragging like its own name through the mud every single day within the console community itself and within PC, obviously, because again, PC doesn't take us seriously for all the reasons I just listed, all the exact player base I just listed. But even the top 500 player base is ruining console's credibility because of things like zimming, win traders, fucking the weird e-couples. I know that those exist on PC, but I feel like there's a lot of them on console, and all of these things combined. And it's just, I don't understand why it has to happen, right? Okay, so if you don't know what zimming is the bane of console Overwatch. Zimming actually ruins console Overwatch for most people, and is the reason why a lot of the best players actually do move over, because there's no real reason, no real incentive to play high-level Overwatch when most of the player base is cheating. So why is it cheating exactly? What a Zim is it's a mouse and keyboard attachment that you can plug into your console and trick your console into thinking you're still running a controller. And what it does is it gives you pretty much the free movement that you get on PC with your whole arm, right? With the clickability and whatever, and it gives you the click, obviously. But you get the whole movement with your arm, like you do on PC, and you maintain aim assist. And now aim assist is the big problem here, because that's why most people don't even consider console an actual thing or whatever, because PC players think that you can't aim without aim assist, whatever, and you really can't. That's why it's built into the game. Otherwise, no one would be having fun on console whatsoever. Anyway. So what they do is they pretty much they're cheating, right? It's like if this were to happen on PC, they would be like called out for hacks, because you still get the full arm movement, the full flickability of the arm, while having aim assist still, and it's terrible. And the way that most players use it is they usually use it on like some sort of hit scan. Ashe is the biggest culprit. There's always Sojourn, Cassidy, obviously. I've mentioned this several times in other videos about zimmers and hit scans, but it's rampant, and it ruins the console meta, because no matter what, hit scans are always going to be meta, and Mercy will always have a spot in the game because she's literally able to pocket a cheater in these instances. Like and that's what it is. It's flat out cheating. So what's the problem with this, right? Like, you would think, like, there's cheaters on PC, so what does it matter about zimmers? Well, I'm going to tell you, verifiably, like, it's probably 40 to 30% of top 500 in Overwatch console, you can verifiably say that they are zimming. Like, there are people that have admitted to it. There's documents out there of players admitting to it. There's entire lists. There's other people giving their testimony on other people and whatnot. You can actually go and find these things, like in Reddit. And there's even a YouTuber. His name is Ohziys, who is probably like technically the biggest console creator, but he's whatever. He's like a meme top 500. He's probably actually the best player we have that most people can see. That is definitely verifiably controller. He has like a Google Doc of players that are zimmers that literally do nothing but just like zim and cheat their asses off all game, all the time. It's like literally all that they do. And what they do is they get on these hit scan heroes, which are obviously already just brain dead. And they have the ability to use the best of both worlds of PC and of console. They literally just straight up cheat. If it's in a PC lobby, it would be cheating. They would be reported for hacking, and they would be banned. And then they get their Mercy, who is probably either underage or overage. That's a whole nother scenario to get into when it comes to the console community. But they get this Mercy, and the Mercy just pockets them the entire time, and you'll say, oh, well, it should be really easy to kill the Mercy because Mercy sucks as a hero, right? Yeah, Mercy does, but it's not easy to when no one else is cheating on your team, but the Zimmer is on the other team, okay? And that also leads to sometimes an even worse scenario where they duo Zim, and there's two of them on the other team, Or, God forbid, you get a win trading Zimmer stack on your team and on their team. Oh yeah. That's a real thing. Win traders are all over console. They're on PC too. You can see it, but there are literal forums and discords on console, or for console, designated for players to be trading wins to get elo so that they can climb the leaderboard, so that they can specifically get rank 1. Okay, that's also in the Google Doc for Ohziys. I'm gonna link his channel in the description. But he like that guy deals with it all of the time. Even I don't completely condone everything that he says. He's a little toxic in games. I think he means well. He says, he apologizes all the time. So I can't say that he means it. I love his character, and he's honestly disgusting at the game on a controller. But you guys got to go and check out his channel. He deals with this stuff all of the time, like literally all the time. And he's like a top 10 player, one of the few top 10 players on just controller alone. And yeah, they literally just win trade to get to the top while zimming, while cheating. That's how bad these people are at the game. And you're gonna say, oh well, again, what does it really matter? You just established that a lot of the console player base is casual. Well, they do it in casual too. I'm a quick play warrior. I have explained to you guys that I'm a quick play warrior, and that I'm a casual. They do it in console all the time. Like I said, I am low GM, and that's all I get is Smurfs or whatever second accounts zimming, like obviously zimming their brains out, just forcing these hit scans down my throat. Well, oh my god, it's whatever. There's really not much I can do more to complain about it, but it's about bringing the awareness to it. That's really it. That's really all I want to do, because it feels like Blizzard doesn't care. Straight up, Blizzard just doesn't seem to care about the rampant cheating problem in console, and it's ruining console slowly. Or not even slowly. It's done. It's been a problem. It's been ruined, I guess you could say. But it's like you got to give us something here. They have mentioned a couple times, like, you can now report for cheating on console and then it'll be scanned for Zim. But even that doesn't work, because verifiably controller players have been banned for zimming, even though, like, myself and plenty of other credible people know for a fact that they are not zimming, that they are on controller. They've played controller, like, on a TikTok live for a bunch of people before, or on Twitch, like, and they're still getting banned. So that's obviously not true. And you can just spam report someone into oblivion for zimming, and you can just tell, right? Like, the way a lot of these people play the game, that they are on Zim. Like, their movements are too twitchy, and there's like a couple of techs that you can really only do on PC that aren't easy to do on a controller, or almost are impossible to do on a controller. Like on heroes like Ashe or whatever, and you see a Sojourn flicking too crazily or a Widow flicking too crazily, you can pretty much tell that they're on Zim. And I would honestly rather more Zims get banned, and also maybe some few people get caught in the crossfire, because there's so many win traders anyway that you're probably win trading. If you're getting reported and you're that good, I'm not gonna lie to you. I honestly don't care. I just want the cheaters out. But, whatever. That's doomer mindset. Blizzard needs to get this in order. Blizzard needs to help us. Again, I wouldn't be saying this if we didn't just get confirmation that half of the player base is on console. Absolutely. I always thought it was, but Blizzard literally just came out and said 45-55. So, we need help. We need help in the biggest of ways. And I really hope that eventually Blizzard does do this, because the game is still growing somehow. I mean, not somehow. They've really picked the game up, so it is growing. And I want people to, play console and feel like it's worth it. Because like I said, most people get into console and get to a certain point, and then they're just done because they realize, like, holy crap, this is just a cheat fest, and it's all a bunch of sweaty losers who are literally cheating to get to where they are. So, yeah, I don't know. This is a weird one. This is one I've been wanting to do for a long time. I really love playing on console. I think it's my preferred game method no matter what. I don't think I'll ever go to PC. Maybe just to record stuff better, or maybe to stream one day, but I love playing console. And yeah, I don't know, guys. You guys got to tell me again. Do you play console? Do you play PC? Do you run into cheaters a lot on PC? Do you run into Zimmers a lot? Have you ever verifiably played with a Zimmer or known a Zimmer? Whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna link that Ohziys channel. He's like 4,000 subs. He's probably technically the biggest console creator. I can't lie. Like, I don't know. Maybe there's like other like reaction or what would be ranting channels like what I have here that are also console that I don't know about. But in terms of gameplay and verifiably controller, it is absolutely Ohziys. He's hilarious. Again, I don't condone some of his toxicity, but I'm pretty sure it's a bit, so, you know, just take it with a grain of salt. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. So, yeah. All right. Goodbye.